bonus content?
Yeah, whatever. No, it was not bonus. But my bonus thing is, what they need to do in Animal Kingdom is they need to bring back kite tails. I know that sounds crazy, but I mean, think about it for a minute. The floats getting stuck in the trees and the floats falling down when they're not supposed
Dropping
to.
on people's heads.
Yeah. It was a train wreck. And I think I would go to it all the time just to watch it, dude, because that's what nobody wanted to go. Nobody wanted to go to it, but me and Tony are like, let's go watch it because let's see if it gets something happens.
We were rooting for this.
Yeah.
For the kites to fall down on people's heads. We were.
Bring it back.
We were.
Bring it back. Bring kite tails back.
Yes.
From the Crush Studio in sunny Florida, this is the Disney Crush Podcast. And now your two tempests in a teacup, Dave and Tony Ann.
Joanne Marie Butler, who joined the Friends of the Disney Crush this week. And she's, you have a little questionnaire. How did you hear about the Friends of the Disney Crush? She said she's been listening to the podcast for a long, long time. So it's good to know you're out there, Joanne. Thank you for continuing to put up with us.
Joanne, I'd like to take this moment to apologize and say I'm very sorry that you've had to endure this for that long.
David.
So what's going on, Tony? You got any
Well, the
news?
other night, you have to come. You have to come with us to Homosassa soon. I know you've got some stuff going on this weekend, but actually, I'm trying to get Rich to take Dominic next weekend for his 21st birthday.
Okay, wait a minute. Where'd you just take that road? Because where did we get to Homosassa from? Where are we going?
I'm just telling you how my week's gone. You said how I've been doing. I'm going to tell you how I've been doing.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I had an amazing weekend last weekend with my husband. We went to Crump's Landing. Have you ever been to Crump's Landing?
Yes, we have.
You have been to Crump's Landing? Then why haven't you taken me?
I don't know, because you're never around. You never do anything. I don't know. We ask. You don't come.
Nobody asks us to Crump's Landing.
Okay.
Ever.
Did you see any monkeys while you were there?
We didn't. The Monkey Island is there, but we saw an incredible band. They're from Lakeland. They were really good. What were they called? Proper Wednesday, I think was what they were called. They were so good.
Good.
They played music from all over the music spectrum.
Yeah.
And the singer was really good. And there was a horn section. There was a guy playing the trumpet and the saxophone and the trombone.
Really?
Actually, the one guy was the horn section. That one man was the horn section.
That's okay.
There were horns. And, and it was just, they were great and they played all night. So we got there around 6. We had to wait for our table about 40 minutes, but there's plenty of seating there right by the band shell. So you just watch the band and dance while you're waiting for your table. And then we ate and they played until 10. So when we were done eating, we went back over to the dance floor and cut a rug. Well, some of us did. And there were a lot of gilfs and milfs on the dance floor, Dave. A lot of gilfs and milfs.
I bet.
I fit right in because I am, But anyway.
Yeah, no, it's a good little spot. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and the food was really good too. We had some really good stuff. So, I want to go back with you guys though when there's a good band. But Rich wants to take Dominic maybe next weekend because me and Mike won't be here. And Dominic turns 21 on Tuesday.
Well, that'd be a good place to take him. Yeah. It's interesting. A lot going on over there. A lot of little areas, in the water and it's really cool. Yeah. Well,
anyway,
good.
That's what I did this weekend, and I was missing you guys. You guys were camping. Michael's been in and out of the room 58 million times tonight already, so we're never going to get through the show.
Well, maybe he's got some breaking news that he wants to share with us.
No, it's tomorrow's Friday. That's his breaking news. Tomorrow's Friday.
Gotcha.
So I do have a couple of things. There's not much news this week. Really sad in Disney news. Richard Sherman, the last of the Sherman brothers, passed away this week. He was 95. So it's like, I don't know, maybe because I'm a hospice nurse. Do you say they tragically died at 95? I mean, at 95.
No, that's a good long life.
Yeah, that's a good long life. I mean, the Sherman brothers gave so much to us as a culture. They besides the songs they did for Disney, they did other works. They did Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Dave. Do you know Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? That movie gives me nightmares, right? I've told you this, right?
Yes, that was we talked about this a long time ago.
Yeah, the child catcher. Lollipops, children, lollipops. Yeah, he scares the bejesus out of me. To this day, I can't watch that scene, that movie. I have to leave the room. He's just scary. So, yeah. But, yeah. Do you know who wrote Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
No. Who wrote it?
Same person who wrote James Bond, 007.
Interesting.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Ian, I don't remember his last name, but it's the same guy. Sterling? I don't remember. I'll ask Siri. Who wrote James Bond? Ian Fleming. I knew it was Ian. So anyway, Ian Fleming. He wrote Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and James Bond. Anyway, that's the news. There was some leakage. Well, it wasn't really leakage. Disney put out some video this week of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and people were surprised how much they gave away. They showed a lot of the ride. They showed the end scene, which looks amazing. That they completely redid that scene where the riverboat used to be. Now it looks like you're in Louisiana, in New Orleans. So, really, a lot. So somebody's heart got jostled this week.
Oh, no. Well,
yes.
Then it's time for another missed connection.
Facebook just gives and gives. Delete if not allowed. Last weekend, my friend and I flew out of Boston to Orlando. We met 2 guys and a female. They were all super nice to us, but one guy in the group was extra nice to my friend. A couple of days later, the 2 guys bumped into her at Epcot, and they were talking and said hi. I'm just trying to see if he's in this group and single, as it seems they hit it off. Yeah, so we had a misconnection that day.
Sorry about that. Sorry, that couldn't have been a made connection. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Yeah, I think that's about it. There was one Facebook silliness thing. No, I can't say that one. That one's dirty. Well, the way my mind works, it's dirty. It's probably not really dirty, but. Oh, John. John posted, I have a problem and I need help. My wife's boss is retiring and they're going to Disney for a girls' trip this week. I wasn't invited, but I'm thinking about flying down and surprising them. I think it's a great idea. His wife and her friends are going for a girls' weekend, and he's thinking of surprising her. It's a great idea, right? Right, Dave?
No, that's a really, really bad idea, John.
It's a really, really bad idea, John. Do not do it, John. Yeah, I'm sure it's probably too late because this was posted 3 days ago. So,
Man, that'd be good if we had some kind of update on that one.
Yeah.
And how that all went down.
Please do not go, John. Do not go. Yeah. So anyway. That is all I got from Facebook. Anything else I have is just ridiculousness that I'm not going to share because it just makes me sound like a mean or perverted person. So I'm not going to share any.
Well, we don't want that. We want to keep this wholesome and just stay on the line. Stay in your lane, Tony Ann. Stay in your lane.
Do you want to? I'm not. I'll tell you later when we're done recording.
Okay. Stay in your lane.
Okay. I got to turn the light on to read what I wrote. So Dave, okay. Can I just tell our listeners, when we started the podcast very early on, we might have done a few episodes where we did the top 5 or, but you and I made a pact that we would never do like top 5 restaurants, top 5 rides, top 5 things. So this is not a top 5. It's not a bottom. It's not a worst of. It's just things in each park that we want gone now, and we want them rethemed. We don't want them gone. We don't want Disney to take away. We'd like Disney to add or enhance, right? Is that what we decided?
Well, that's a little bit more in detail than I thought, but that's fine with me. I'm ready to go there. Yeah. Did
you come up with one for each park? Did you come up for just all different? How did you proceed?
I just picked kind of one for each park, and sometimes a constellation prize at the end. I
have a couple. Yeah. Okay. That's great. I think we're on the same page. Okay. We've been doing this long enough that I think we got it. So David, and I just want to say something to some of our dear friends who have reached out to us and told us that they love our guests and they love when our friends come on, but I really appreciate that people have reached out to us and told us that they miss this. They miss the back and forth between you and me sometimes. So,
oh, how nice!
I'm happy to do the back and forth with my brother-in-law Dave.
Yeah, that's good because we asked 5 people and they all canceled on us, so we have nothing else. So.
No. But we had a great show with Jeff, and the feedback from last week's show about Animal Kingdom with Jeff was really good. Jeff, thank you for that again. But we like to do this maybe once a month, not, for the next 4 or 5 months. But if one of you feels very strongly about Epcot, or feels very strongly about Magic, or feels very strongly about Hollywood, reach out to us, because we'd love to have you on, and we'll probably ask you the same questions we asked Jeff last week, but we'd like to do that again. So
yeah, that was fun.
What about?
Yeah, give us either direct message, Tony Ann or myself, or you can get a hold of us at the disneycrush@gmail.com.
Especially if you haven't been on the show before, or you haven't been on the show for a long time, or you did a 5-on-5 but never got, your own show. Yeah, that'd be great. David, where are we starting?
Well, let's start with Epcot. Because it's the first on my list.
So the idea is attractions that we want to retheme. Is that how you left it?
Right. Like you said in the beginning of the show, like get rid of, be gone, or retheme, or change a little bit. Yeah, just whatever. Yeah, we'll go.
All right.
Because some I could say, be gone forever, and then some I'd be like, just retheme it, just do a little something.
Yeah.
And some are
I'm hesitant to say be gone, because then we're losing stuff. So I want it enhanced.
I know we just talked about the Sherman Brothers, but I don't want to, but I might, I can't make them mad right now. But anyway, I make people mad. Well, whatever. We'll see when I get to it.
I know where that's going.
We'll wait. Right. Okay. We'll wait. Okay.
All right.
Or Epcot David, now.
In Epcot. Okay.
So what are you going to retheme or get rid of? Or do you have anything in there? Tell everybody what you want to do.
All right.
Change
so it's already started. Disney has already laid the framework for this. The American Adventure in the United States Pavilion, the American Pavilion, the American Adventure has become a place for napping. Now, do not get me wrong. When Epcot opened, the technology for this ride was amazing. The way the animatronics worked, the show itself, it can really well up tears in you if it hits you right, get you in the feels sometimes, but it gets walked by most people, and other people only think of it as a place to go nap. So the American Adventure, Dave, this is where my mind is. Okay. They rethemed the restaurant. The quick service is now Regal Eagle, hosted by Sam Eagle, right? So a couple of years ago in Magic Kingdom in Liberty Square, they had the Muppets doing great moments in American history, right? So let's take that idea of the Muppets do great moments in American history and bring it to the America Pavilion in Epcot and make a whole show with the Muppets about American history. And they could use some live puppets on the stage or animatronics. They can do some video like they do in the current American Adventure. There's film, there's photos, and there's also live animatronics. So they can combine different mediums, and we can travel through American history with the Muppets.
I like that. That would be good.
I think it would be really good. And I think it would bring the people in. People that never walked in that pavilion before, I think will go see that show. And for a while, it'll probably be a really popular attraction.
I think so too. That's a great idea. And get people out of the heat too for a little bit.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's great. I like that.
I got a clicky pen tonight, Dave.
Well, put it away.
I haven't had one of those in a long time.
Put it away. I know it's hard, but you can do it.
David, what are you doing at Epcot?
This one, I kind of struggled with this one a little bit because I like a lot of stuff there, and I couldn't really figure out because they've already done some retheming, taken away. They've already added some stuff, but I know this is not going to go over real well with everybody, but I'm going to say Spaceship Earth.
Okay.
Yeah, it was open October 1st, 1982. It was sponsored by the Bell System. It's got a maximum speed of 1.2 something miles per hour. It's a dark ride. It lasts about 15 minutes, and and it's boring.
It's hosted by Dame Judi Dench. We mentioned that a few weeks ago, and my friend Kevin was very impressed that we knew that. I don't know why he thought we wouldn't know that, but it was sponsored by Bell, the phone people. And do you remember the story a couple of years ago? Somebody had a shirt that said "Thank the Phoenicians."
Oh yeah.
And the person thought they were thanking the phone people because the phone people sponsored Spaceship Earth. Yeah, no, that's not what it means. But yeah.
When I say boring, please understand that this is a ride that I pretty much haven't been to in probably 6 years.
Really?
And oh yeah, easily 5 or 6 years. Well, maybe, yeah, probably 4 or 5, 6 years, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Anyway, and we were there with Deirdre, and we decided to go on it because we were on our way out. And that's a hint is when you go to Epcot, don't get on that ride. Go in the park, come back on your way out, and it's going to be a walk on. Everybody's stopping there, and it's a people eater. So you go start enjoying the park while it's eating up all those people, and then on the way out, then hit it. It's been a long time, and I've talked about this before. Is if you want to experience the ride in a different way, just don't do it for a long time, and then go back to it, and then you'll okay. I did see some stuff, and I was I don't remember that. I didn't remember that. I didn't remember that. But I just think it's time. It's depicting scenes that were important breakthroughs in communication throughout history. It's been updated 3 times, once in 1986, once in 1994, 2007, and then it was planned for another one right around as Kevin Curtis Allen would say, the great unpleasantness. Yeah. And then they just said, well, forget it. You know what?
Yeah, that was Chapek.
Yeah, you know what? It's fine the way it is.
Before this version, the ride was all the way through. So when you start going backwards now, it just goes to black, and you're looking at your screen and you're not paying attention to what's around you. But previously, the ride was a whole ride, and they talked about future of technology, and they showed a classroom by Zoom, that kind of technology. Oh my goodness, video conferencing, that kind of stuff. What's coming in the future? Now, they got rid of all that in the last version of this ride. They got rid of all the technology, and they just made it where you're looking at the screen and you're not paying attention to the fact that there's no animatronics on the way down. There's nothing to look at on the way down except for a bunch of little LED lights. So,
no, because it's a dark ride.
But it used to be a dark ride pretty much, through it. And now they've kind of cheaped out. So
yeah. You know what they need to do, Tony Ann? I mean, we got 4K, we got 5K, 6K, what is it, 10K now? What do we have?
I have no idea.
Anyway, they need to make this ride completely gut it and make it a Spaceship Earth. Make it, you take off, and it can still be a dark ride and slow, 1.2 miles per hour, but it's kind of like you're floating through space, and you go from Earth to the moon to Mars, and then back home to that pale blue dot. That would be cool.
Well, that wouldn't be Spaceship Earth. The idea is that you're on the planet is a spaceship. Like it's you're going through time on the planet.
Why you got to ruin my thing here? I said it's Spaceship Earth. I said that at the beginning.
Okay. All right.
All right. Just change it completely. Make it Earth Starship. I don't know. I don't care.
We built this city. Anyway.
Oh, but here's another thing.
So we're gonna redo Spaceship Earth and the American Adventure.
Yeah. But here, well, look. Yeah. I mean, come on. And I got to go there. But they built this Moana Journey of Water, and they've got this
geodesic dome.
This 165 foot wide by 185 foot tall golf ball right in the middle of Moana's Journey of Water, and it doesn't belong there.
Geodesic sphere.
Okay, you call it what you want. Look, when you go,
It's a golf ball.
it's a golf ball. It's called a golf ball. Let's call it what it looks like. That's a big, gigantic golf ball. There's the backside of Pandora. When we go to Animal Kingdom, we're like, oh, look, that's what Pandora looks like. But you know what? You get in Pandora and you can't tell. It looks beautiful. You can't tell. It looks like you're in Pandora.
Same thing at Galaxy's Edge. You can see the back of Galaxy's Edge.
Right. There's the backside of Galaxy's Edge. Exactly. So what if you're walking in Epcot and you see the backside of Moana? They need to put a volcano in there so you don't see that. How about a volcano like at Disney Springs where
you know what? That actually plays into my Disney Springs thing because we'll see.
Okay, but that's what they need to do.
Move the volcano at Disney Springs. Let me just put that out there.
They need to.
So you'll see where I'm going with my Disney Springs because we won't be needing it in Disney Springs anymore if I have my way.
But it just ruins the whole experience. And I know it's a elevated splash pad, if you will. I get it. Mm-hmm. But you got everything there. You got the waterfalls. You got Moana. You got water. You got rocks. You got beachy stuff. And then you see that thing. And it just ruins everything. Just put a volcano there. I understand materials were hard to get. It was around the pandemic, and I get it. Okay. Guys weren't coming into work. You had to work late, 2 shifts, maybe. Okay. But you know what? Put a volcano. You can do it.
Okay.
You've done all this other stuff. Do it.
We need a volcano in Epcot.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll get right on that.
Okay.
All right. David, you want to do Hollywood Studios?
I'm all about making people not like me so much. So I'm going to say at Hollywood Studios, it's going to be Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I know. Look.
And what would you like to put in its place?
Well, I guess I'm a little salty because they took away Mike's favorite ride, the Great Movie Ride. And everybody knows, if you've been listening to us for a while, you know my gripe about this whole thing is that this was their one and only chance to really make a mark and make it. It was going to be Mickey and Minnie's first ever
ride,
attraction or a ride through at Disneyland and at Walt Disney World. So, man, hit it out of the park, and they really needed to do it, but they fell short, in my opinion. That's all. Okay. I mean, I get it. There's 300 hidden Mickeys there. That's great. It's just okay. It's one of those rides. Okay. It's kind of like if I don't know that anyone has said when they went on it, wow, that was amazing, and I can't wait to do it again. There might be a few out there. But like Rise, when people get off a Rise, they're like, oh my gosh, that was the most amazing ride, probably one of the best rides in all the parks. When they go to Guardians of the Galaxy, they say the same thing. That is the most amazing ride ever. Oh my gosh. Flight of Passage, the same thing. But you don't hear that with Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway. And you should. No. You should be hearing that's the most amazing ride ever.
Right.
They have the technology. They have the expertise. They have the skilled people, the Imagineers. They have the expertise. They have the funds. They should have have hit that one out of the park, and they didn't.
Yeah. Have you heard? I'm not assessing on the Muppets, but do you know about the history of the Great Movie Ride? That it was supposed to have a sister ride. There was supposed to be the Great Movie Ride, and then there was supposed to be a sister ride to the Great Movie Ride called the Great Muppet Movie Ride, and it was supposed to be the Muppets in famous movie scenes. And I've seen conceptual art of the ride, and like Miss Piggy was the Bride of Frankenstein, and like things like that. It looked amazing, and it never came to fruition. Jim Henson passed away right around, they were in, so it never got off the ground. So yeah, that would have been cool too. Yep. All right. Well, are you done with Hollywood, or you have something else?
Oh no, I'm good. Yeah.
So there's something in Hollywood Studios that is totally out of place now. And that's the launch bay. The launch bay doesn't belong where it is. They need to put character meets in Galaxy's Edge somewhere. They need to find a space, knock a wall down, and put a place for people to meet characters in Batuu. And they could make it something very themed, so it's not cheesy, but the launch bay does not belong between Disney Junior and The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid's supposed to be coming back. That show is supposed to be coming back soon. So I say get rid of the launch bay, move those characters someplace else, you can maybe blow that all the way back to the Lightning McQueen show. You have to walk through the Rock and Roller Coaster area to get to the Lightning McQueen show. It's dumb to have to do that, to have to walk through have to take your little kid past Scary Tower of Terror, past Rock and Roller Coaster to get to Lightning McQueen. I think that if they could blow that through, you can go, there would be a pathway and we can build things along that way. And some of the things I was thinking about IP that has no representation or very little representation in the parks. Some of my ideas were Inside Out, The Incredibles, Wreck-It Ralph, and I will revisit some of those in a later segment. So I'm just thinking it out loud. But also, there is a character that Disney paid a lot of money for. They sacrificed the great Al Michaels of Monday Night Football to get, and that is Oswald. So let's give Oswald something in Hollywood Studios. He needs it. He deserves it. And us over here in the swamp park, as our Disneyland friends call it, we don't have Oswald. They get meet and greets with Oswald. We don't get any Oswald. So I want an Oswald attraction.
I like that. Yeah, I just don't understand why Oswald hasn't been more prevalent in the parks.
It cost them a lot of money to get that rabbit back. So let's use them.
Yeah. And another thing,
we can make a lot of money on merch if we make him more popular.
Yeah. And I'm just going to go back to the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yeah.
It's in the wrong park. It should be at it should be at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
I mean, why is it there? They do that all the time. Moana does it. The Journey Water needs to be in Animal Kingdom.
They had to put something in the Chinese theater because they were getting in trouble with the movie companies. They were paying royalties on all those scenes at the end. So
I know, but
they wanted to get rid of it.
But they could do something else, not whatever. That's just in the wrong part.
So I think it was the Oswald ride. You could maybe like start in black and white, like in a black and white world, and then go through and come out in color. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, but yeah.
Well, it all started with a rabbit, Tony Ann.
Yeah, but I think we can blow that area through, Another thing, and this is just me spitballing here, and this is, they're not utilizing that Pixar area. Half the time they have the big gate up and you can't even see. So you can put things down there. I mean, even if it's just the Monsters Inc. ride that they have in California, they could even just put it here for us to do something with that Pixar land. Right now I'm really a little salty. In Disneyland, they're having a whole Pixar fest and they have all these amazing meet and greets. They got Turning Red and with May May and her mom and all kinds of other things at this Pixar fest and all kinds of treats. And we have Pixar Place that's what it's called, right? In Hollywood Studios. And they only use it, for a couple of hours a day. So you can meet Edna.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
I don't know. Yeah, we need our own Pixar Fest.
Magic Kingdom. Yes, where Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway should be. Go ahead, Tony Ann.
All right. So, I'm not going to go for the low-hanging fruit and say the Tomorrowland Speedway, even though we all know that needs to be gone. I hope I didn't just take your thing, but I want to knock down, this is going to be controversial. I want to knock down the 28 mile an hour backbreaker Space Mountain. I want it gone or reimagined, or I want that track. It hurt. Once you reach a certain age, climbing in and out of that bobsled is not fun anymore. And getting jostled around on that roller coaster is not fun anymore. And I am ready to, and I'm going back to these, maybe Big Hero 6. We don't have any Big Hero 6 representation at Walt Disney World anymore. Baymax is gone now. I think maybe Big Hero 6 could take over Space Mountain somehow.
Yeah, I haven't been on that one in years because I'm the same way. I'm like, okay, no,
it's awful.
Yeah,
it's
awful. It's bad.
And being that it's only 28 miles an hour, I think people are scared of it. but don't need to be because it's only 28 miles an hour, but because it's in the dark, they'd have to really do a lot to turn on the lights in that building and make it show worthy. Because I think that darkness hides a multitude of sins in that building.
And if those lights run all the time, a lot of people wouldn't ride it. They're like, oh no, I'm not going to ride that. No.
Oh yeah, but you know what, Dave? It's really when you see the ride itself, it's really no scarier than like the old Coney Island ride. It's 28 miles an hour.
I know, but it just looks like a big hunk of metal just thrown all over the place. That's what it looks like to me. It's like, there's an actual track in that thing?
Yes, there's an actual track in that thing. I don't know. I'm just thinking, let's retheme it or get rid of it or, do something with that. And, yeah, I think Big Hero 6 would be cool.
Okay. There you go. That's some good ones.
You hinted.
Well, I kind of hinted and I know this is going to be controversial, and there's certain rides, I guess, that are...
You keep saying this.
Well, I know, because is it untouchable? Are certain rides untouchable, Tony Ann? I mean, really?
Probably, but...
I mean, I guess in a way, maybe. I don't know. Walt said nothing stays the same. Do we have to go get Walt's head out of the freezer and then unthaw him and take him to the parks and show him what's going on and go, what would you do, Walt? He'd be like, yeah, it's time, Dave. That one's a little. I mean, it's been there since 71, since the park opened. Been in Disneyland since 66, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it depicts, it's got all these dolls from the British Isles, from Western and Eastern Europe, from the Middle East, from Asia, from Africa, from Antarctica, from South America, from Australia, from South Pacific Islands. Over 300 of them, and they're just dolls that just move a little bit and blink their eyes, and it's the music is gosh. I got earmuffs for me next time I go on it. Oh,
yeah,
I just
the song is an earworm.
It just, I mean, I don't know. Okay, what could they do? I don't know what they could do.
Maybe Taylor Swift could write a song.
I mean, what could they do? I don't know. They could just, they'd have to like completely gut it, get rid of the dolls. And then just, I don't know, figure out something else. Just get rid of the dolls and the music, right? Look at all the changes they made everywhere. I mean, they made changes for Pirates. They took away Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. That's gone. Splash. Look what happened to Splash. We're doing it right now. The Great Movie Ride, Country Bear Jamboree, Alien Encounters. One of my favorite rides is gone.
Oh, you and that dang Alien Encounter.
Maelstrom, and they replaced it with Frozen, which is like all these empty spots. I mean, that's another one that needs to be referred. I should have said that. I did have that in my notes for Epcot. They need to. That was my bonus one in Epcot.
Okay.
It's not even a refurb. They just need to add stuff to it. Just throw in a bunch of other stuff to make it more enjoyable. I mean, because it's just a little bare in certain spots. I mean, but Figment. How many times are you going to redo Figment? I don't know.
What are you going? You're going back to different parks that we already did, dude.
I know. That's what I mean. I'm going through all these things that they've taken away and added to. I mean, they've all been changed to some to a greater degree than others.
Right.
Walt said, nothing stays the same.
We talked about Tomorrowland. Oh, I did it, the beginning. Talked about Tomorrowland Speedway, and that does need to go. And whether they theme it as Cars or they theme it as Wreck-It Ralph, it just needs to go.
Yeah.
Or get rid of it completely and put something else on top of it.
Hey, can I jump back to Epcot again?
You did already.
I'm going to do it again because this is my show. This is our show. We can do it the heck we want.
Yeah, okay.
Can they fix Soarin'? Can they just fix the screen?
Yeah.
Can they just fix the screen?
The Eiffel Tower. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you can build Rise of the Resistance and Galaxies and Guardians of the Galaxy, you can fix Soarin'. It's not a big... Oh, just please fix it. For someone going the first time and they go on Soarin', can you imagine them going, are you kidding me? I paid... what the... What?
A lot of people go on Soarin' for the first time every day, Dave.
And they probably go, what the...
Turkey and truth has spoken!
Put a check on that. Can you do that, Dave? Can you put a check on that one?
Is going on here? Okay, big hint. Go to B1 or B2. Yeah. B2, you're going to see some feet, but don't worry about it because it's smack dab in the middle. But B1 and B2 are your friends if you want to look at the Eiffel Tower in a straight up vertical position.
All right, David.
And did I mention that It's a Small World is 10 to 14 minutes long of just constant bombardment of that song.
It is
14 minutes.
And that's without getting stuck in the White Room, which you always do. You always get stuck in the White Room at the end. The boat's back up.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know. You know, the first time I saw It's a Small World, I was probably, I don't even remember now. It was in Disneyland, probably 10, 11-ish, somewhere in there. And I thought it was dumb when the first time I saw it. I'm like, this is the dumbest ride. And the song is, I mean, it's just cringe. I knew it then at a young age. So,
did you use the word cringe back then?
I don't know. Back then, that was a long time ago. I probably would have said this is not cool. Oh. Yeah. Anyway. Okay.
I love you, David.
I'm done.
All right. Dave?
Where are we going?
Do you want to remove anything from your favorite park?
Animal Kingdom?
Yeah, Animal Kingdom.
No. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Is it my turn? If I could show you my notes, Tony Ann, okay. Animal Kingdom, my notes are minute. There's hardly anything there.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say we're probably going to be saying the same thing, but they got to get rid of Dino Land, which they're talking about doing anyway.
No, they are. They're getting rid of Dino Land, and they are talking about making it the tropical Americas. And I think if they make it the tropical Americas, they have to finally give us the ride we've all been waiting for, Yzma's Lab. Pull the lever, Kronk. We need Yzma's roller coaster to her lab.
Well, just get rid of the dinosaur ride. Just get rid of it.
They're going to put Indiana Jones. They've already announced that.
I know,
that's a done deal.
Yeah, but Indiana Jones, really? I mean,
well, because it's already an existing ride at Disneyland that uses that same ride vehicle technology.
Well, years ago they could have saved a lot of money and just fixed the track. That's it. Just fix the track.
There is no track.
Well, whatever. What is it? What do you call it? What is it?
It's the vehicle.
Right.
Have you never watched the History Channel? How it's
okay.
made?
What do you call it then? What's it on?
It's not on anything. It's all suspension in the vehicle that does that.
Okay, then fix. I'm calling it a track. Fix whatever that thing is floating on.
It's not a track. It's a vehicle on wheels that was riding on a flat floor.
Fix the vehicle.
Like a shock system.
Fix the shocks. The vehicle.
That's the idea.
Everything's on tracks in Disney. Come on, the Liberty Bell's on tracks.
On a track.
It's all on tracks, Tony Ann.
I gotta send you the YouTube of the 2000 episode. Actually, I sent you the video like years ago when you first decided you liked Disney. I bought it for you.
Oh, well,
I don't know. Modern Marvels. It was Modern Marvels in the year 2000. There was a 2-hour episode on Walt Disney World.
Okay.
And it talked about the technology.
Everything's on tracks. Ride. Everything's on tracks in Disney.
It's the vehicle. It's all this suspension in the vehicle that does that.
Okay. I digress.
Pull the lever, Kronk. Do you have one more?
No, and I just want to say, since we're on my park here, and dinosaurs don't even belong in Animal Kingdom anyway. That's another thing. But can they just fix the Yeti? Just fix the Yeti. Have I mentioned this before?
It would make the ride structurally. It would compromise the structural integrity of the ride.
Why are you getting all mathematically and why are you getting all sophisticated like that? I mean, why are you talking in circles like that? It doesn't matter. Fix the Yeti. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Really, honestly, I could really care less. But it would be kind of cool if the Yeti worked. I mean, there's no such thing as I can't. I can't. I hate that word. I can't. Okay. Yes, you can. Okay. Yeah, Imagineers can do anything. And my bonus thing is here. What they need to do in Animal Kingdom is they need to bring back kite tails. I know that sounds crazy, but I mean, think about it for a minute. The floats getting stuck in the trees, and the floats falling down when they're not supposed to.
On people's heads.
Yeah. It was a train wreck, and I think I would go to it all the time just to watch it, because that's what nobody wanted to go. Nobody wanted to go to it, but me and Tony are like, let's go watch it because let's see if something happens.
We were rooting for the kites to fall down on people's heads. We were.
Bring it back.
We were.
Bring it back. Bring kite tails back.
Yes. So I do have. I said about please give us the Yzma's Lab ride, and that is I'm going to stick with that. But I do have a little bonus for Animal Kingdom It's also for Hollywood and Magic. So Animal Kingdom has a horrible quick service restaurant called Pizzafari. Hollywood Studios has a horrible quick service restaurant called Pizza Rizzo's. Magic Kingdom has a less than stellar quick service called Pinocchio's. The problem is the pizza is disgusting. They have a quick service in Epcot that has some of the best pizza I've ever had at Walt Disney World. It's called Connections Cafe. Have you been there? Connections Eatery. They have really, really good pizza. Please put that pizza in the rest of the parks. Get rid of those round, thick, nasty Frisbees that you're serving at your other parks. Pinocchio has a flatbread. They don't have the circles that they have at Pizza Rizzo's or Pizzafari, but it's still not as good as what we have at Connections Eatery. So please, Disney, all pizza, all quick service pizza in your parks should be Connections pizza.
Yeah, it's because all pizzas are not created the same. No.
Yeah, but why are we getting the same nasty pizza at Pizzafari and Pizza Rizzo?
I don't know. Because they need it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so
Those
get rid of it. Bring us Connections. Connections pizza is so good. I mean, better than those other ones. That's it. Did you have anything for Disney Springs or no?
Yeah.
I kind of hinted before. I said there would be a volcano available soon if I had my way, because we already have a Rainforest Cafe at Animal Kingdom. We do not need a second Rainforest Cafe on Disney property, especially since we have T-Rex at Disney Springs, which is pretty much the same restaurant, only it's dinosaurs. And you've heard our friends on a recent podcast talk about how awful their experience was. So we're going to knock down the Rainforest Cafe and we're going to replace it with something better, something that isn't represented at Walt Disney World. I have a couple of ideas. What is not represented that we need at Walt Disney World? We got Indian now. We've been waiting for Indian. We got Indian. I've talked many times about how I want my kosher deli, but I want that in Hollywood. So no, I don't want that to replace Rainforest Cafe. I want either a Greek restaurant, a Brazilian steakhouse, a Middle Eastern restaurant, or maybe, I think people would like this on vacation, interactive, a hot pot restaurant. I think that would be kind of cool. And I think it would be very popular. And I think that if it was done well, it would be a hot ticket reservation to try to get if they made a hot pot restaurant in Disney Springs.
Wow.
And get rid of Rainforest Cafe.
You are thinking outside the box, Tony Ann.
I am.
Sensei is thinking outside the box.
All right, Dave, what are you doing at Disney Springs?
Disney Springs. Well, Disney Springs was a hard one because they've done so much to it. There's not a lot. Yeah. Thinking about it, I just don't know what I would change too much, but I did have a couple things. The first thing would be I would change Gideon's. Now, I know why they're doing it. Their marketing their strategies are brilliant and they did it on purpose. Right. Make it small, make it where people really want to come. They have to stand in line. If you have to, what are people standing in line for? How come there's a 2-hour wait? It must be amazing. It must be great. We must get a cookie. But what if they made it like, what's that place called? Sprinkles, where you can go to like a vending machine and just get your cupcakes. You ever done that there? Was it Sprinkles or is that
I've never done it, but
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
They could do that at Gideon's. See?
I think that's...
Does that mean?
That's a lot, Dave.
Well, not really.
I think that's a lot.
Well, I don't know. It's a vending machine. Oh my God.
I think you're going to get a lot of people mad right now, Dave.
Well, whatever. Stand in line for 2 hours. Not me. What's that? What's that place called? The Summer House? The new one? The
Summer House has the cookie bar and they don't have the line and people are saying the cookies are better.
Scott and Karen came to visit us for a night, a day and a night while we were camping. Okay. And they happened to bring a bunch of cookies. I'm going to say three or four different kinds. And we got to all try them, which was really fun. Right. Thank you, Scott Karen, for the Mickey Fowl podcast. If you haven't, check them out. Yeah, that was really cool. And you know me, I'm not a real cookie person or sweet. Right. But I had the lemon. Yeah, I had the
tasted the lemon.
The Rice Krispie one. Some kind of chocolatey fudge type thing on one, and I think and one more. I think 4 different ones. Oh, and a peanut butter one.
That doesn't sound very carnivore, Dave.
Well, no, it's not even a bite. It was like a little nibble.
Okay.
My friends were there, and they were.
That would have been rude, right?
Yes, it's like if you go and you sit down with a Native American tribe, and they say, "Here, smoke this peace pipe." Oh, you got to smoke it. Come on, you can't say no.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it might have some good stuff in there, if you know what I mean. But so the lemon cookie, I think, was the first one, and I'm not a real lemony guy. I'm not a cookie guy. But I have to say, after tasting all of it, and the Rice Krispie treat was a good one too.
It's like a cookie with Rice Krispie chunks in it.
But it was really good. But it was very marshmallowy. But that lemon cookie, because everybody's been talking about the lemon cookie, and people build these cookies up, and it was amazing. It's the best cookie ever. And I'm like, okay. And then you have it, you're like, okay, not so much. That was a really good cookie. It was my favorite cookie out of all of them.
Yeah, I had it. I had one too.
Yeah, it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And the other
thing,
thing,
get rid of Gideon's, or do something to make the line not so long.
Yeah, but that's their marketing, so they're playing on your emotional. You got to. It must be really good. It must be amazing because all these people are staying in line for 3 hours, and calling back and getting numbers and whatever. But you know what else they need to do? It's kind of like it's almost reminds me of Gideon's. You got to stand in line. It's the Lego store. You ever been? That Lego store is so busy. And if you get there at the wrong time, you're going to be waiting outside, sometimes in a long line to get in because that's small and you have to wait. I know. And then, I know. Build a 3-story Lego store. Just build it up. You don't have to go wide. True. Just build up. Go up.
Build up.
Build up.
Make it multiple stories.
And make a bunch more money. And each level could be its own little
they'd have to hire more employees then.
Whatever. I mean,
right
not
now
really.
The line outside.
Whatever. Not so much. You got registers.
Then you'd have risk management. You'd have to have a certain amount of staff.
Why you got to be so negative? Let's make a 3-story.
I'm being negative. You don't want to.
Have a cashier on every level, and that's it. You're always knocking my stuff down. Always, come on.
All right, Dave. I was thinking about, things that never came back, like The Void. And so there's things like that. Disney Springs needs more entertain. We got plenty of shopping and food. I think we need some kind of entertainment, like an escape room type thing. Or
yeah, I agree.
Something like that would be cool at Disney Springs.
They need more of that, right?
Or VR like they had before. So just saying.
No, I think you're right. I totally agree. Because I mean the streetmosphere there is really cool with the music and all the stuff going on. But yeah, right. If they need to add something. A little something there. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, that was fun.
That was fun, David. I really enjoyed doing that. And we didn't do a worst 5 episode like we promised ourselves so many years ago that we wouldn't do a worst 5 or a best 5 or a...
No, but we can. But just, maybe.
No,
I think the way we do it.
Swear that we never will.
I know. Everybody does. It's okay if you do it. If somebody's out there doing it, that's fine. Do it. I just thought, we just put a little different spin on it, right?
I think so. I had a lot of fun tonight, and I think there's always room for improvement at the Walt Disney World Resort.
Right. Change is good, like Walt said. Change is good.
Change is good. It's not a museum.
No, that's not a museum. That's what his saying was. It's not a museum. See? So Small World, that's a museum. It's almost like a museum. It's like it should be picked up and put in a museum somewhere, and then let's put something else there. Okay. All right, Tony. Well, I guess that's going to do it for this week's Disney Crush podcast. Thank you guys for joining us this week, and we will see you next week. Say goodbye, Tony.
Bye. Bye.
And that's it. All right. And here, I'm going to go back. Here's a plea to the Imagineers. What if you could see the parking lot from Pandora? That's like that. You don't see the parking lot from Pandora, but you see the big golf ball. What's going on? Anyway, okay.
All right, Dave. I think you're off the rails officially.
I know. Well, so that guy that said we go off the rails and it was a bust for him. Someone else is going to say the same thing. That guy just went off the rails, and
you live off the rails, Dave.
Not my kind of cup of tea. Don't think I'll be listening to them again.
But he didn't delete us, so maybe he came back. Maybe he's a listener.
I don't know, maybe.
That was like 3 years ago.
No, but we got people coming on that we didn't even know that were here, and some that have been listening for years, and
That's right.
so that's kind of cool.
That's absolutely right.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right.
We will see you at the park soon, I hope. And
Yeah.
okay.
We've already said
bye.
goodbye. I'm just jibber jabbering.
I'm turning the recording off then.